Well, hello, family. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about codependency. Do you know what codependency is? Maybe you're in a codependent relationship and you're not even aware of it. Codependency is when, in a healthy relationship, you have boundaries. There's things that you will do, and there's just some things that you will not do. But in a codependent relationship, you you don't know where you end and the other person begin. You're so enmeshed in them. You're so enmeshed in the relationship that you lose yourself. You lose yourself in that relationship. You're always the one giving, all the one going here and going there, always trying to please your partner. Always your partner comes first. You never spend time with yourself. You never get to know who you are. You never get to know what you want because you are so enmeshed in that relationship. You don't take time for yourself to pamper yourself and to maybe spend some time with family and friends because you're too busy trying to chase this person down. You're too busy trying to become one with that person instead of becoming one with yourself. So I have I've written down 15 signs of a codependent. So listen carefully and see if you fall into any of those categories. Um, Number one, you do things for others that you should do for what they should do for themselves. No, in relationships you do have to give and take. It's compromise and everything. But when you always trying doing things for this other person that they should be doing themselves, I said like um, picking out the clothes that they're gonna wear, or every morning you have to get up early and fix their lunch, or you're the one that have to make sure they wake up in the morning on time and get to work. You always the one that have to run errands for them. I mean, all the time. You're doing things that they should be doing for themselves. And it's okay to help people out. It's okay, someone said, "No, can I forgot to go pick up this. Can you do this?" It's okay to do that every now and then, but it becomes a problem when it's always you. You always have to do it for them, and you feel like you have to do it for them. It's like you almost become their mother. Think about that. You almost become their mother. And another trait, you give in to others and feel angry about it. I mean, you're the one sacrificing, giving in. You always um you always putting um doing what they want to do and never what you want to do, and because that you feel angry. You feel angry about that. And I said you always have to go to the same restaurant that somebody else wants to go to. You always have to watch the same movie that someone else wants to. No one ever want to watch the movie you want. No one want to go to some of the places you want to go to. You always have to go to the places they want to go to. And you always have to do what they want to. And that's a sign of codependency. Um, and you're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to say anything because you are afraid that your partner will leave you. So you just go along to get along. So you're so afraid of being alone that you just push your needs and your wants and your desires to the side. But it makes you angry when you do those things. It's one thing if you do those things and you like doing that, but if they make you angry and or you're just not happy about it, then that's not good. You're neglecting yourself. And you tend to number three, you tend to date people with issues. Have you ever noticed that? That you keep dating the same person over and over and over and over again? Different face, different name, but the same person. They always got something going on. They always some drama. There's always something, and you are always drawn to that kind of person. I mean, can you see what's wrong with that? I mean, you like uh, you're taking on a project or something. That person become a project to you, and you convinced that you can fix them, and and you but in a way you don't want to fix them. You want them to stay in the position they're in, so they will get used to you helping them and they won't leave you. I mean, do you not see anything wrong with that? Where you want somebody to stay sick so they won't leave you? I mean, an example. I was a drug counselor at one time, and I had this client, and he was his drinking was just out of control, and he began to respond to treatment, and he got to a point where it could take control over because he started going to meetings and he stopped buying alcohol, and he was getting better. He was getting to the point where he wasn't relying on his wife for everything. That he got to the point where he could go to the meetings by himself, or he could just do things that he wanted to do. And you know what, this woman, instead of this woman being happy and relieved of all this responsibility and this stress and this drama, she was not happy because he didn't need her anymore. He didn't need her in the same capacity anymore. And she goes out and buy alcohol and bring it home so he could start drinking again and become dependent on her again. That sounds sick, doesn't it? But that's what codependents do. They want somebody that's helpless and have to rely on them for all their needs in order for them, I guess, to keep them bound to them for some reason. Number 4, you take responsibility for others' actions and their behavior. It's always your fault. In your head, it's always your fault. Every time something goes wrong, it's your fault. If I hadn't said this, if I hadn't gone here, if I hadn't said, it's always your fault. You take responsibility for their actions and their responsibilities, and that's the way it is in a lot of domestic violence cases. You take responsibility for when they get angry and slap you around. It's your fault. You think, well, maybe if I had only have dinner ready on time, if I hadn't said this, if the house were cleaner, if no, you're taking responsibility for their actions and their behaviors when it's not your responsibility. Now, I know we have the ability to influence the people in our relationship, but it's not their reaction is not your responsibility. It's theirs. They don't have the coping skill, so they don't know how to react. So you take responsibility for it. And if you're always taking responsibility for their action and their behavior, how would they ever take responsibility for it? Because we're all looking for a scapegoat. We're all looking for someone to take the blame when things go wrong for us. No, and that's not healthy either. To give somebody that kind of control over you. We was on number 4, wasn't it? Number 5. There's a lot of them. I have 15 of them. So that's why I had to write it down. I couldn't remember all 15 of them. So I hope you forgive me for reading these things off to you. Number 5, you talk about your partner's issues all the time. You're always complaining and talking about your partner's issues. You're always bending people's ear to talk about your partner's problems. But what about your problem? I mean, it seems like this person becomes the center of your universe and you orbit around them. Everything that's concerning things in your life is their problem. And you always talking about the issues, but you never do anything about it. You never do it. And have you ever listened to somebody and you thinking, oh my God, if you if you said something else about this person, I'm just gonna disappear. I mean, and it's like you don't even exist. Your wants and your needs and your desires doesn't even exist. It's always this person. You're always talking about this person. You feel like it's your job. You feel like it's your job to help your partner out of any kind of situation or anything they get into, but it's not. You invest more in your partner's well-being than you do in yours. You just push your desires, your needs to the back burner. You just forget all about yours. Number 7. You always, number 6 and number 7. Did I do number 5 and number 6? I don't even remember which one I did. Let's go back and look. Let's see. Oh, number 6. I'm sorry. Number 6. Your partner's mood always affect your mood. If your partner's down in the dumps, you're down in the dumps. If your partner's happy, you're happy. If your partner's mad, you're mad. Your partner's mood affects yours. I mean, why? Why did you allow that? I mean, you feel like it's your job to make the partner happy and to get your partner through any kind of situation and mood instead of letting them do it themselves. But his or her mood is your mood. You don't even know what you're feeling that day. I mean, you may get up feeling great that day, and your partner get up feeling all grumpy and mad, and next thing you know, you're grumpy and mad. because he's grumpy and mad, or she's grumpy and mad. Um, Number 7 now. You always want to know what your partner is thinking and where he is, what he's doing or they doing. I mean, you're so enmeshed in their lives, you always want to think about what are they thinking, what are they doing, where are they going, who are they speaking to. You know, you're so involved in their life that, and you don't have a life of your own. I mean, every waking minute in your life is consumed with where they are, who they're talking to, and what are they thinking about. And you know, I know in a relationship we know each other's schedule. When you're in a relationship, you pretty much know each other's schedule. But 24 hours a day, you wondering where they are, who they talking to, who they seeing, what they thinking about. What about you? What are you thinking about? Who are you seeing? Where are you going? What are you doing? And you can't do anything because you're too worried about what they're doing or what they're not doing or where they're going. And that's not healthy. When you see yourself as a reflection of them, that means you gotta know what they're thinking and where they're going so you know how to handle yourself. Instead of you having a life and interest outside of theirs, you gotta know where they are and what they're doing. And that's not healthy. Number 8, you put their needs ahead of yours. I know sometimes in a relationship, you compromise. We talk about you have to compromise sometimes. You can't always get your way all the time. And your partner should not always get theirs all the time. But when you put their needs instead of ahead of yours, that means you are sacrificing yourself. You are sacrificing the things that you like to do in order to do what they like to do because you're scared to make them mad, you're scared to go to leave you, or you know you're scared of disappointing them, and you don't want them to disapprove of you. So instead of you becoming your own self, you become them. You become an extension of them. No, wherever they want to go, you go. Whatever they want to do, you do. I mean, what about you? What about what you want to do and where you want to go? And a lot of times, our spouse or our partner, they don't always have to do what we want to do and where we go. We can have friends or family members that love doing what we want to do, and we call when we ask our partner if they want to go here with us, and if they said no, then hey, that's fine. Call somebody you know that like to do those things, and the two of you go. No, that's why. Now, if you have friends, um, maybe you like example. Maybe you like to go to yard sales, but all your friends don't like to go to yard sales. Everybody don't like to go to yard sales because you have to get up early in the morning, and you got to get there before everybody else get there so you can get some of the good stuff. But you know everybody don't like getting up that time of morning and going to yard sales. But maybe you have a family member or friend or someone that like that. Call them. No, maybe your partner like to sleep late or something. So don't try to force them to do any no do I'm sorry getting all tongue tied. I'm thinking faster than I'm speaking. Do not force them to do everything you want to do. So have good to have friends and family that you can call on that like doing some of the things you like to do. I mean, that's what happens in a healthy relationship. What else? See, what was that? That was number 8. Let's go to number 9. Um, let's see if I can find number 9. Um, and another thing about healthy relationships, you have boundaries. You don't allow people to cross the boundaries in your life. And maybe you ask, what is a boundary? A boundary is where you separate yourself from another person. You don't become all twisted up and tangled up in another person's life. There's certain things in life that you will not do and you won't do and you will not compromise. Those are boundaries. Number 9, you have trouble identifying your own feelings. You are so enmeshed. That kind of go back to what we said about that person's mood become your mood. You're so enmeshed and so in tune with that person that you become what they are. You forget about nurturing yourself, and you become what that other person is. You no longer in touch with who you are and what you want in life. So you just so enmeshed with them, and that's not healthy. Number 10, you don't do anything without checking with or consulting your partner. You can't make decisions without your partner. You can't decide on anything without your partner telling you what to do and telling you what to pick and what not to pick and what to choose and what not to choose. You no longer have confidence. You don't have confidence in your own ability, and your so you have to have somebody else to make the decision, to back the decision up, or give you the approval that the decision you want to make is correct. And when you do that, you give people too much power. You give a person too much power in your life when you let them decide what you should do, what you should wear, where you should go, and what kind of people you should see, what kind of job you should have. You're giving a person too much power in your life. Learn to make your own decisions. Even if you make a mistake, so be it. You made a mistake, now go back and try something else. And go back to fix whatever it is that mistake you made, if it's fixable. If not, learn from it and move on. Number 11, you have trouble saying no to your partner. You have that people pleasing thing going on. You won't say no because you're afraid that they would get angry and leave you. And it goes all the way back to not wanting to be alone, not knowing how to be alone, and not knowing how to be comfortable and with yourself. You got to have somebody in your life, whether you're happy with them or not. Somebody, I guess you may say somebody is better than nobody, but is it? Is it better? I mean, I don't think so. Not No, the life is short. Life is short. We only have so much time on this earth. And we never know when that end date is for us. Everybody don't live to be old and ripe. People die young, they die in the middle age, and they die in old age. But you never know when your time is up. And do you want to spend all this time on earth chasing somebody who really doesn't care about your feelings and what you want and your needs? They only want to do what they want to do, and you can't say no to them because you're afraid. I mean, that doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, learn the word no. Learn how to say no. And if a person is always angry because you won't do it everything they want to do or when you want to do it, then they probably not. I know they're not the people that they need to be for you, but it's you that have the problem, not them. You have the problem. You are the problem because you allow people to run over you and use you and abuse you just so you won't have to be alone. And when you find yourself in situations like what we talked about, then you need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy and find out why you feel this way and why you do the things that you're doing because they are not healthy. A lot of it stems from our childhood, the way we were raised. Maybe we have abandonment issues. Maybe we're so busy trying to seek approval from other people. Whatever it is, something is going on inside of you that make you want to do all these things and not protect yourself. And you let other people just use you and wear you out. Number 12, you keep giving to avoid um, arguments. You keep giving to avoid arguments. And that goes back to what we just talked about, not being able to say no. You're afraid to make someone mad. And a lot of times that's where it is in domestic violence relationship. You're afraid to make somebody angry, so you just do whatever. You keep giving them what they want to avoid trouble and to avoid them beating you or avoid them mistreating you. So you give. I mean, I can understand in domestic violence relationship why you do the things because uh, your life is in danger. But ask yourself, why do I stay in a relationship that put my life in danger? Why is it that I don't care about myself and I keep doing this to myself? Letting other people abuse me and use me for their pleasure. And what's in it for me? A lot of times nothing's in it for you. You've been conditioned. Number 13, you're always canceling your plans to accommodate others. And all that kind of go back to what we just said. Why do you always have to be the one that cancel your plans? I know things come up in life and maybe you had made plans and you forgot about something else you had planned too. And you do have to cancel out sometimes. But when it happens over and over and over and over, it's always you. It's always you have to cancel your plans. And you have to give up the things that you love, give up the things you want to do. Then that's an issue. And you feel like you have to do those things in order to please people, in order to keep people happy, in order to keep people wanting to see you, wanting to be with you. You feel like you got to do those things. And you let people trot all over you, run all over you, and take advantage of you. You let other people decide your life for you, decide what you're gonna do, where you're gonna go. And that's what you're doing when you allow other people to do that. And it's a shame that that's the way it is, but that's the way we do. Um, Number 15, you feel anxious in your relationships. And I know at the beginning of all relationships, when we meet someone, we feel a little anxious about our relationships because we don't know where it's going. We don't know how this person feel about us, and we really don't feel comfortable around them, and we don't have confidence in the relationship once we just met them. We don't know anything about them. But and it's okay to feel a little on edge and a little nervous about it. But if you have been in a relationship with someone for quite some time and you still feeling uncomfortable and you still not sure and you still feeling anxious, then that's a problem. Because as the relationship grows, we're supposed to um, kind of find out what direction the relationship is going in and what it is that we want out of the relationship. We don't just attach on to anything just so we can have somebody. And if you're feeling anxious all the time, maybe you're trying to cover up for something that you know is going wrong in the relationship, and you don't have the ability to confront these things because you don't want to make the person mad. You don't want them to decide they don't want to be with you anymore. So you put up with all kind of crazy issues and all kind of crazy feelings because you don't want to be alone. And a lot of times when you're feeling that way, deep down inside, you know something's not right. You know something is a little off. But you choose to sweep it under the rug. You refuse to deal with it head on. And when you stuff things like that inside you, and you keep stuffing and stuffing, I mean, after a while, you're going to have to deal with that mess. It's going to keep coming up. You got to deal with it. Just like maybe your partner always leaving and staying gone for hours at a time and they never have an explanation of where he's been. Or maybe on Friday night he get mad at you and he blows up and he storms out of the house. That's his opportunity to get out of the house, getting mad at you and make you feel like it's your fault. Making you feel like it's your fault that he left. And that's his opportunity to get out of the house and stay gone as long as he want to go. Be gone, and when he comes back, you never have an explanation of where he's been, and you're okay with that. You're okay with it because you'd rather have somebody than nobody, so you put up with that. But no, but then again, it's really not his problem. It's your problem. You are the one that's allowing this to happen. You are the one that's turning a blind eye to the situation. You are the one that's willing to put up with just anything just in order to be with someone, just in order to make the world happy, but you're sad. There's something inside of you that needs to be addressed. So don't take your anger out on the person that you are allowing to do these things to you. Yes, it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong. And if someone calling themselves loving you, they shouldn't put you through these things. But people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you allow them to treat you this way, they're going to treat you this way. So it's you that need the help. It's you who need to seek counseling in order not to continue doing these things you are doing. So that's all I have for you today. And if you like this content, give me a thumbs up. Share it with someone. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. And also know I have another channel called Rise Up 2720. And go check that out. Check that content out. It's a little lighter. The content's a little lighter than this. It's not, it's different from this. So leave a comment. Leave a comment. Give me some feedback. I'm not afraid of feedback. I like feedback. Feedback is my friend. It's not my enemy. So don't think if you give me some feedback that's not positive, it's not going to hurt my feelings. It's going to make me grow. It's going to make me better. Okay? So until next time, let's be the diamond that we are. Okay? Be blessed.